I left more talent in my toilet this morning than Greenday has ever had. Greenday sucks.
What's up, dudes? I'm back with another video. Finally, your 2025 Friday headliners will be Greenday. It feels like this one has been a long time coming. A lot of people would say it's probably 5 to 10 years too late, which I would tend to agree with just a little bit. I do think that Download, I'm probably sure that they have tried at some point to book Greenday in the past, and it obviously hasn't come off for various reasons. But it does feel like it's a little far away from when we should have got them, first of all, and they shouldn't have. You know, Download has been a festival since 2003, yet Green Day have never played, which is insane to think about considering all the albums and tours and, you know, all the stuff they've done over here since 2003. But finally, we can see Green Day all together. It's been a massive bucket list band for me for a long time. I had loads of chances to go and see them back in the day, which, with hindsight on, I really wish I took. I had an opportunity to go to the legendary Milton Keynes Bowl show that I never took at the time. And watching that footage back now, I think, oh my God, what was I thinking? Why did I not go to this show? But who knows what the hell I was doing back then. But I'm very excited. I'm sure a lot of you are as well. Most people will probably know about Green Day and who they are, but in this video, I'm just going to talk a little bit about Green Day, give you some history in the band, some little facts and other bits about the band, and then give you guys a lowdown on which albums of theirs I like to get you all psyched up and pumped for the Friday headliners of Download 2025. So let's do that. So Green Day are a punk rock band originally formed in 1987 in California. They're often credited, of course, with popularizing pop punk and inspiring pretty much an entire generation of artists to do what they're doing today. For the early years, they sort of sowed the seeds and had their foot basically in the DIY punk scene, releasing their first major label album, Dookie, in 1994. And obviously that resonated massively with the use of the 90s and obviously continued into the 2000s. And then, of course, in 2004, they released arguably one of the biggest albums of the 2000s, American Idiot. They picked up a Grammy in the process for that one. Of course, the three members of the band are distinct. They have their distinct personalities and styles. You know, Billy, of course, the cool front man with a great voice. Mike, the sort of quiet yet intense, goes a bit mental when he wants to, bass player. And of course, Trey, the funny, tongue-in-cheek, great drummer. They've sold millions of records and they've played, obviously, live gigs to countless more. And they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. So yeah, there is really no statement about how big this band is. I mean, you can just look at the numbers on Apple Music and Spotify alone, obviously not counting all of the millions of plays they used to get on Kerrang and radio and, you know, all the albums I just talked about that they've sold. So this is a massive, big deal for Download. This will be something to remember. You know, it's come sort of near, I wouldn't say the end of their careers, but the sort of twilighty kind of years. It would have been a very different gig, I think, if we would have got them in the 2000s. So if you didn't know, the original band name was Sweet Children, but they were forced to change it in 1989 and they changed it to Green Day, which in the Bay Area, which is where they're from, was slang for a day where you sit around and do nothing but smoke weed. Green Day played Woodstock Festival in 1994, not 1999, and there was an infamous mud fight during their set. The crowd and the band both lobbing mud at each other. It's amazing. Go and watch the footage on YouTube if you can. It's so good. But during the show, Trey Cole went out to grab some mud to throw it back at the band. The security actually mistook him for one of the crowd and manhandled him so badly that they knocked out one of his teeth. When the song Boulevard of Broken Dreams was released, Noel Gallagher accused the band of ripping off Wonderwall. I don't hear it, you guys might. Sounds a bit ludicrous to me. The original back cover of Dookie actually featured Sesame Street's Ernie, but due to copyright infringements and Sesame Street actually finding out about it, the later versions had him airbrushed out. There was an American Idiot Broadway show that actually lasted 422 performances. On some occasions, Billy Joel would actually enter the cast and be part of it. I really wish that I had seen this. I think they did do a few shows in London as well. If it ever comes back, it would definitely be something that I would go to. And finally, just one that's a little bit of hearsay, but could possibly be true, but I just think it's like worlds colliding. Apparently, Kurt Cobain and Dave Grohl attended an early Green Day show, which is just mind-blowing to think of Kurt Cobain just standing there watching Green Day. So that one was just like, if that is true, that's incredible. Right, that's enough facts. Let's move on to music. I just want to talk about a few Green Day albums that I absolutely love. I'll start off, of course, with American Idiot. I loved it at the time. I still love it now. I just wanted to be Billy Joe back then. You know, I had the makeup, I had the black shirt, I had the red tie. I mean, he was influencing the way that everyone looked, you know, studded belt, all that stuff. But that is still a cracking album, even to today's standards. I think if it would come out today, it would still crush absolutely everything. I think Jesus of Suburbia might be my favourite Green Day song. I'm not sure. There's a lot of good stuff on that album. I know back in the day it probably annoyed a lot of people because it was one of those albums that literally blew up and was everywhere. So I'm sure it annoyed some people because you literally couldn't escape it. You couldn't escape it on the radio. You couldn't escape it on the TV channels. Everyone was talking about it. You saw people wearing t-shirts. It was crazy. But I do think for good cause, it's a fantastic album. I'm sure most of you have heard it, or the singles off of it, but I do recommend listening to the album as a full package. It's an album that is meant to be listened to from start to finish. So obviously check it out if you haven't, but you all know most of the singles. But yeah, fantastic. Now, Warning isn't everyone's cup of tea. It's a lot less punk than the previous album Nimrod was. But I still like it. You know, it's more kind of rocky than it is punky. But at that point in time, I think it was a good change. I really, really love that album. Probably has 3 of my best Green Day songs on it. Warning, amazing. Waiting, and of course Minority. But the rest of the album's really, really good. It's really solid. Like I said, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, that one, but has those 3 bangers that everyone knows. But again, I do think it's worth listening to that entire album because it has some other little gems hidden throughout it. Awesome album. Of course, Dookie, I mean, it basically changed a generation of people into, you know, that sort of, they aided in the pop punk movement. I know there were other bands at the time, but my God, what an absolutely crazily good album. You know, Longview, When I Come Around, Basket Case, but the whole album is just absolutely solid from start to finish. It's just one of those classics that you can stick on. It's enjoyable at any time. They're probably going to play loads of stuff of it at download, which I'm really excited about. And it's just timeless. It's one of those albums, you know, American Idiot sort of sits in the same category as well. I think more Dookie maybe is better sort of generational going through all of them. But yeah, my God, that album has just changed everything. History probably wouldn't be the same without it musically. So yeah, can't understate how important it is, but very, very good album. Before I say my last one that I really like, I'm going to say a Green Day album that is terrible. Father of All of the Mother, I won't say that word. My God, what on earth were they thinking on that album? I remember when it came out, I listened to it and I thought, okay, I'm going to have to listen to this because everyone's saying how bad this album is. And I always give albums a chance. But my God, what an absolute mess. I don't know what they were thinking. I think they thought for a second when they were in the studio that, wait a minute, we're not Green Day, we're the Killers or something. Let's just do that. Didn't work at all. Horrible album, but you should listen to it to see how bad it can be for them and then listen to something good and see how good it can get. That's the only way I can describe that album. So strange that it's so bad. And finally, I'll mention the new album, Saviours. I think it's absolutely great. It hooked me straight away. As soon as I started listening to it, I thought, okay, I like what they're doing on this one. This is really good. And I know that in their recent sets, they do actually have a couple of songs from it as well. So I'm really looking forward to listening to those. and hearing some new stuff. You know, I'm not one of those guys that always likes bands just to stick to their older stuff. That, you know, they only play the classics. I do like it when they put in a couple of new songs just to freshen stuff up, and just to hear the new stuff. So yes, I'm definitely looking forward to hearing some stuff from Saviours. I think if you guys haven't heard it, you should definitely listen to it before they obviously play Download. But yeah, I highly recommend it. It's very, very good. And there you go, just a quick video just to let you guys know how excited I am about Green Day. Obviously just a few facts, a little bit about their music there. We are just blessed to have them at Download. You know, like I said, it's a bucket list band for me that I have just been waiting to see for so long now. And I will be there on a Friday night, probably very tipsy, and enjoying myself and singing along to pretty much every single word. I'm sure a lot of you are the same. I think it's going to be a great spectacle. It's going to be a fantastic way to end off the first day of Download, and I am just super excited. So tell me in the comments how excited you guys are, what you're looking forward to with Green Day. I'm sure a lot of you are the same. You know, even the most metaler of metalers probably like some Green Day songs somewhere down the line, or probably liked Green Day first and then got into heavier stuff. So they are one of those gateway bands into metal and punk and all sorts of other stuff. So yeah, just exciting. Can't wait. Thank you very much to my patrons that are on screen now. I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. If you want to come and support me on Patreon, the link is in the description. Come over there and you will see loads of cool stuff and extra stuff that you don't get to see on YouTube. Thank you very much for the support, guys. You know, it's always appreciated. I always just love all the comments from you guys. I try to respond to as many as possible, and the channel has absolutely blown up at the beginning of this year, so it's all thanks to you. So hopefully you're still digging the content, and yeah, it's coming up festival season. Things are getting really exciting now, and yeah, I just can't wait to get going, and I cannot wait till Download. So the next video will be Sleep Token, of course. So all Sleep Token fans, make sure you stick around for that one. That'll be next week. And yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you dudes in the next video.
You should go and subscribe to my channel, just because. Come on, subscribe.